why does a person you didn't even date hurts more than a relationship? That's in my
Okay,
experience.
so you agree with me then?
Yeah, I feel like the guys that I date, yeah, when we end, okay, fine, whatever. But the guys that I didn't even date, it hurts more than the guys that I dated.
Really?
Yeah, does that make sense?
Wait, repeat that again. The
No,
guy,
okay. So the guys that live from New York, it is the Sargie Rhonel Show. Hi guys, I am Sargie Rhonel. Welcome to the hot seat. Today I have a special guest all the way from Nigeria. Please welcome Shaiboy. Come onto the stage. Hey, how you doing? I'm great. I just went to Pilates and the gym, so I'm pretty pumped. What about you? How did you spend your day today?
What have I been up to today?
Uh-huh.
Nothing really. I was just out feeding the homeless earlier today.
Really? Wait, what made you feed the homeless?
I'm a Muslim, so
Okay.
yeah, so it's the fasting period, so we
Okay.
typically go out and feed the homeless.
Like during the day?
Yeah, on Saturdays. So we have it done throughout the Ramadan month. So
Okay. And so basically, you from Nigeria.
yes,
How long have you been in Arizona?
I've been here since 2014, so roughly about 11 years. Should be 11 years next month.
What do you prefer? Like going back to Nigeria or Arizona? Like what do you like better? I know you're a Niger boy and y'all like pretty much love Nigeria, but what would you prefer?
I would say, okay, so if you asked me this question 6 years ago, I'll probably say maybe Nigeria, but
Oh.
here became home more than Nigeria. I've gone back and forth. So for me, I prefer to be here now. I think my life will still probably revolve around going back and forth.
Okay.
But I feel more home here in Arizona than anywhere else right now.
Do you like believe how do you handle those stereotypes about being a Niger boy? Because y'all do have a reputation. Do you think that falls with you or is just the other Nigerian men?
Reputation.
You know you'll have your reputation.
Well, I mean, I always like to stick to the positive reputations the Nigerians have.
Okay.
And we do have a lot of good stuff. I know what you're trying to get at. Those negative stereotypes. I call it stereotypes about Nigerians. But for me, I feel like it does apply. You know, we're very hardworking people. We're very goal-oriented people. We're go-getters. When we enter a space, we make Black people feel proud of being Black. Yes.
Okay, so now you are an artist, right?
Yes.
What inspired you to be an artist? You could have been anything else.
A lot of things. I think it's just growing up listening to a lot of songs. My dad used to play a lot of music back then in those little, those cassettes. I don't know if you've seen those old school music stuff. So I listened to a lot of all kinds of music, local Nigerian music and Jamaican music growing up. I feel like those kind of like shaped. And I used to what I used to do back then was those tapes. I would like record on the original recording and make my own sounds and have fun with it and just think other people inspired me into other like artists of the past, inspired me into wanting to be an artist myself. And there's just this thing about being able to make something that people enjoy and like touches people, changes people's life, make people dance, make people happy. I feel like that's the drive. That's what inspired me.
So like also you mentioned right behind the scenes that you also a pharmacist, right? Yes. So how does it mirror itself? Like what inspired you to be a pharmacist and an artist? That's a really unique combination.
Definitely a very unique one.
Yeah.
And every time I get this question, it's always like, I live two separate lives. I'm this cool, I'm this little nerdy guy, and then I'm still this street artist, Afrobeat kind of guy. So it takes a lot to be able to carry those two, wear those two like personalities roles at the same time. But for me, once I'm passionate about something, I'm passionate about getting educated. I'm passionate about education, and I'm also passionate about music. So for me, it became what do I do? Like I want to do like easy, people tell you that you have to focus on one thing, and really that's kind of like what I did. I focused on one thing. I had to pause the music and focus on the education. I have it now. My degree. I'm a doctor of pharmacy now, so it's always there.
So walk me through it, right? How can you do both,
Mhm.
right? So do you do like you should have like a pause on the music, then you focused on education, then you're done with your education, then you went back to the music? Like how did you
Yeah, I think, well, you just kind of like the timeline. That's how
right.
it looked like. But if you
Okay.
ask me, I probably shouldn't have ever really stopped the music.
Mm,
And it's not as if I actually stopped the music. I think I was still doing music, but not as seriously. I dropped a song in 2018, dropped a song in 2019. Um, and I think I dropped my last song in maybe 2021.
mm,
And this is me coming to the US in 2014. Before then, the last song I did was 2013 before I came to the US.
mm-hmm,
So for me, I did take a pause because I was just doing it to keep my like creativity going so I
mm.
don't lose touch of it. But I should have actually pushed more during that time because you'll be surprised of how much you can do if you're really passionate about something. And I felt like if I had done more then, I could have still been able to do my pharmacy and at the same
Really?
time do my music. Yeah.
Because like I used to be a pharmacy technician, and
Hmm.
like I was like, I might do it, but like the classes, the college, and the music, because being an artist is not like, oh, you just make music, you drop it.
Yeah.
The rehearsals, the practice, all
Yes.
these things.
Yes.
How would you think you was able to do?
I mean, one or the other would have suffered. It's just, yeah, one
Mm,
or the other would have suffered. And I was, at that time, I decided to say the music should suffer for that time. I made my
really?
decision to say maybe the music can suffer because I felt like I am born talented with this, so I felt like I can always do music even in my 60s if I wanted to. That's how I saw it. But I felt like
Mm,
education is something that I need to get out of the way as soon as possible. And what else would be cooler than having a very educated artist, Afrobeat artist, right?
mm.
I could be an artist, right? I could be an Afrobeat artist, but then I could also
Yep.
be a very educated Afrobeat artist.
I really like that you mentioned that because I feel like, especially as Africans, I feel like we should take advantage to the education that they have here.
Yes,
Yes, it's
I'm
going to be
big on that.
expensive,
Hmm.
but now you will have the job to pay for those that like expenses.
Yes,
Or like you mentioned, you got a scholarship. Same
yes,
with me, I got a scholarship. My tuition was paid off. So I feel like you could be a dancer and you could still also be a doctor.
definitely.
You could do, you could find a way to do both.
Both.
Okay. So basically, like how many siblings do you have? Like give us a little background story about that.
I have I have I have three biological siblings, but
Okay.
for me, I have older siblings. They might not be biological, but they became siblings for me.
Mm.
Yes, I have siblings here in America.
Okay.
My American mom
Mm-hmm.
and my American siblings. They are my
Mm-hmm.
siblings as well. I have my biological siblings. There are two of them, two older sister and a younger
Mm-hmm.
brother, and I have two younger. Uh, I call them
So
happy
When you say
American
American, were
siblings.
you adopted?
Not necessarily, but
Okay.
I came here and I became part of a family. Yeah,
Mm.
I wasn't officially adopted or anything like that, but
Right.
I met an amazing a family that
Mm-hmm.
became my family here.
What about your family, about your family? Are they back home?
Yes, my parents are back home. My
Mm.
siblings used to be back home, but they are here now. My two older sisters are here now. My younger brother is still back home.
Mm.
So
And then, like, do you think they want to come here or they prefer to just be back home?
my younger brother wants to come here now
Yeah. I
because
feel.
almost all of my older sisters are here, and so
Mm.
he wants to come here now. Maybe he might. We'll kind of see if he can come do like some sort of degree,
Right.
yeah, bachelor's degree or something here. And see.
Okay. So now you also mentioned like growing up with albinism, there are some challenges.
Hmm.
What challenges have you faced? Trying to be an artist, trying to be a pharmacist, just trying to navigate the world. What are challenges that you have faced?
Uh, well, being somebody with albinism
Right.
and born in an environment like in Africa where you have a lot of stereotypes about what albinism is, and really a lot of them are born out of lack of
Mel-
education
okay.
from a lot of people not knowing much. And I've even met people that are educated and still don't know. So I'm
Mm.
and the whole idea of me too is to before I digress into that, the whole idea of me as an artist too is to kind of like shed light on what albinism truly is. So like one of
Mm.
the reasons why I'm striving to make my voice heard, I want to be heard, is for me to start explaining and changing the stereotypes about people with albinism. And
Mm.
I want my success because back in Africa, in Nigeria, where we're from, there's a negative connotations that people with albinism cannot become an amazing person in the society or become successful in certain things. Is the fact. I don't know if you've ever heard
Really?
about it before. Yeah.
Because right now, I feel like maybe I've not seen an artist with albinism, but I've seen models.
With albinism. So that's the thing.
Yes.
So if you even look at the whole idea of it being just models, like why can't a person with
Mm.
albinism be a president of a country? Why can't somebody with albinism
Mm. I never thought
be
about
a
that.
superstar Afrobeat artist? Why can't a person
Okay.
with albinism be your pharmacist you see at the so those are the kind of like the stereotypes that the whole idea.
Mm.
I live and breathe. These are my passions, but it's also a way for me to change the narrative
Right.
because and also to kind of like for a lot of young people that are born with albinism, let them know that there's so much you can do
Mm.
regardless of your visual impairment. There's so much you can achieve. And I feel like growing up for myself, I really did not see a lot of very successful adults with albinism that I can look up to
Mm.
and be like, oh, this person has this, has that, and look at what they're doing. Look at what they've been able to achieve. So for
Mhm.
me, this is why I was steadfast on my pursuit for getting a doctorate degree in pharmacy because if a young child with albinism out there finds me somewhere online and be like, I
Mhm.
want to be, he is a pharmacist, I want to be a pharmacist when I grow up. Or
Mm.
another kid that is in love with entertainment, maybe might be a dancer, a comedian, and so, oh, there's this superstar Afrobeat artist with albinism. So I become that figure, that hope, that person that you can look at and be like,
If
okay,
he can do it, I could do it.
yes, if he can do it, I can do it, kind of thing. That's my oh, that's I think right now that's what drives me the most for success.
Because I really have not, I didn't even think about it because the thing is, there's also lack of Black people in high
Yes,
positions.
yes.
Now imagine lack of people with albinism in these high
Hmm.
positions. Okay, so
Yes.
basically, you mentioned being an artist, right?
Hmm.
Who are your top three favorite artists right now?
Right now,
Yeah, it could be anyone. They don't have to be Afrobeat. It could be Amapiano, R&B, anyone. Top three in no order.
well, one of the biggest one is Michael Jackson. It's always
Oh, okay.
yes, the biggest one is Michael Jackson.
Really?
I don't do is even up till now it still ranks top on my list. I feel
Hmm.
like that's like the uh the the goat of music in my opinion.
Hmm.
Just like we have Cristiano Ronaldo, the goat of football. I feel
Okay.
like I feel like yes, definitely Michael Jackson still ranks top. And if
Mm-hmm.
I come down to it, some of the new acts right now, some of the new guys right now
Give us two more.
that I'm feeling Ruga. Uh,
Ruga.
yeah, I love Ruga actually.
Really?
I love his music. I love his style.
I met him before. He's pretty chill.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say that probably the third person would be the band.
The who?
The band. It's called the band.
Okay.
The band used to be like the top three. You see how we have the Whiskey, Davido, Burna Boy now.
Uh-huh.
So the band, P Square, and Two Face used to be the big guys in
I
the
feel
early
like
2000s.
Two Face used to have my face, but he used to have my heart. But
Mhm.
now what he did to Annie,
Well, I don't want to keep showing that
what he
topic.
did to Annie, I feel like for me,
We don't know the facts. So let's not just go into that topic.
nah. I watched the show. Same with like I used to Jay Z used to have my heart because I'm a New Yorker, so we love Jay Z. Then he did that to Beyonce.
Now he's a bad guy. Huh?
Because why would you do that? You see, that's why I get scared. Like it's less. I don't think you hear a woman actually cheating and do like you can't name a woman cheater.
Oh well,
Can you?
it exists, but you know why? The
Mm.
women are very slick with it. They almost never get caught.
I feel like it takes a lot of effort for us to cheat. We don't just wake up and do it. compared to a guy? Like
Well,
maybe I can't say for all guys, but
yeah,
like
I guess the brains too are wired
differently.
differently.
Exactly. Like for us, we don't just look at a guy like, okay, boom, I'm gonna cheat. We gotta like emotionally be invested, mentally be invested. Unless you have a little lick on you, maybe that means a different story. But if you're sober and you really want to think, you don't just wake up and just do things.
Yeah,
That's why I feel like men and women. So, okay, what challenges have you faced in Afrobeat trying to establish yourself here in Arizona? What are the challenges?
that's actually a very good question. Here in Arizona,
Mm.
I would say, I would say it's pretty much the support
Oh.
from Afrobeat DJs here. So
Hmm.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
I feel like the Afrobeat DJs in Arizona could be doing a lot more for the Afrobeat artists here. DJs, the DJs are. I came to the realization that a lot of them claim to want to support Afrobeat artists, but a lot of them don't.
Hmm.
And I can name probably just one DJ that I can cross my eyes and say, okay, this guy does DJ Philo.
Okay. What would you want them to do?
Okay,
Particular. Give them instructions.
let me give you a scenario. Like
Okay.
you drop a song,
Mm.
I mean, and the DJs have your songs, the Afrobeat DJ have your songs,
Mm-hmm.
and they are playing at a gig or show, especially when the song is new. You expect, I feel like sometimes they tend to just play your song when they see you. But your idea is
Mm.
to play your song and get it in the ears of everybody in your city. Like every Afrobeat spot we go to, every gig you play. If you really want to support, well, wouldn't it be nice if they say this artist, this big Afrobeat artist actually is from Arizona? Like he made
Mm.
it out of Arizona. I mean, so right now for me, a lot of my promotion and targets are not even here. My promotion is in Nigeria. Because here's what happens. When I pop in Nigeria, now they are gonna have to play my song here. They don't have a choice because everybody wants to listen to it. And that's the plan I have
Mm.
all year long. I mean, I'll still reach out to them. They have to be artists, DJs here. And if you, maybe a couple of them might show support, but right now I have, like I told you, you know, I have another song. I have a song out right now that is
Yeah.
banging.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect that if I am out, or I should be getting a friend in, because if I'm not outside, I have people outside. They'll be like, oh, your song is playing here. I don't get reports like that. But if you go to
Mm.
Lagos right now, I get videos every day. Your song is playing here. Your song is playing there. So, you know, I feel like Afrobeat DJs here need to do a little more. And in addition to the DJs, I feel like in the past, the promoters too, the show promoters have they've been very disrespectful to Afrobeat artists. Yes, here in the
Really?
past.
What they do?
You know, I feel like for them it's all about selling tickets, and because one thing you realize about Afrobeat events is that sometimes the opening act sells probably more than half of the ticket sales. Because
Okay.
why?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these artists actually have a following here. So if
Okay.
I were to want to open and I want certain amount of people to come out, I'll have them come out. Some
Mm.
of them don't come out for the main act, the big guy. No, they come out because it's me. So, but then
Mm.
some of these promoters really just only focus on the big act and show no respect. You're supposed to be trying to kind of link up this artist with some of these big arts to kind of like do that. I mean, give them opportunities. Like, don't disrespect them
Mm.
and have them give them a space, make them treat them properly, like the
Mm.
artist that
They
is
might not big.
sponsoring your
They
show.
might not be big now,
Yes,
but you don't know what could happen. Because
exactly.
those Burner Boys, there was little
They
too.
were little. I mean, every one of Afrobeat artists at some point was little and begged to perform somewhere or did
Mm.
something,
And
you
that
know.
one
And
song.
that one song just comes and just change everything. I have that
Mm.
one song coming this year.
Mm-hmm.
I am doing so much this year. A lot of so I mean the honest truth is Afrobeat promoters in Arizona, DJs in Arizona, they need to get on board right now.
So basically, have you reached out to them?
See, okay, I've reached out to
The
maybe
DJs, the
okay,
promoters.
so the DJs
Mm.
I've reached out in the past when my new song dropped, the Capital God that's out now. I actually didn't reach out because I wasn't encouraged to reach out. But I think I'll give a little blame on myself too because I could have reached out a little more and see if they would. But I just felt like it's always like, okay, maybe I reach out and I give them the song and they play it when I'm there. So the whole idea of you truly supporting an artist that's coming is every single of your show, especially the first month or two that the song drops. You play that thing where the whole Afrobeat scene in Arizona recognizes that song. They'll be like, this is, you know what I'm saying? So when you have a show coming up, for example, there's a King Promise show coming up right now, and I'm an opening act for the show. Now, Capital God should be in the lips of everybody. You guys are from the city. So if you go out, you should be able to hear the songs on in the clubs wherever you go. So for me, and I'll still do that. I'll probably after this interview reach out a little more to have some of these DJs start spinning more of the song and watch. Let's see if we're gonna get a result, and you'll see if they support or not.
Are you able to maybe are you able to meet them halfway? Maybe. Okay, so you don't want to be there. Are you able to like, okay, give them the song, be there, actually perform?
Well, it's not
Or
about performing. It's
okay,
about giving them the song
okay.
and they play it in every of their gigs. Because the more yes,
Okay, that's what you're meaning.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's them playing it. Let's say they have a show at West Hot, they play it, or they have a show at a wedding show, they play it. Because most of these big artists you're playing, you don't even know them. They don't pay you anything. I understand you want to create a scene for your crowd, but this, the songs I drop are amazing. Good songs, danceable songs. So this is song that you could plug anywhere in the club, in the church. The song I just dropped, Capital Judy, can be played anywhere, and anybody can dance to it. So for me, you need to help promote me in my own city by literally playing my songs at all your gigs. Like just play it; it won't cost you anything. And if it's money, we can sit down and talk. And
Okay, so you're willing to like
I'm willing to drop stuff for all the DJs in Arizona to play my song.
okay,
Yes,
so
I am.
you're willing to pay these DJs
If necessary. There are some of them that owe me favors too. I've pushed their shows, pushed their events. I sure don't have to pay. But
right.
if it's necessary, then that's something I can do.
Because that is I feel like honestly, us Africans really need to work together in promoting each other.
Yes.
The dancers, the singers, the artists, the DJs, the promoters, the interview, whatever, the host. But I feel like sometimes we always feel like if one person is winning, then the rest can win. We fail to realize if one person is winning, everyone can literally win.
Let me give you a scenario.
Okay.
When I pop as an Afrobeat artist today in Arizona, do you know what that means for the city of Arizona? Like, let's say when I become this guy Afrobeat artist that's going on tour in the UK and he's going on.
To
Do you know
China,
what kind of
everywhere.
like opportunities? I mean, I don't know about other people, but in my own personality and everybody that knows me in the community, they know I'm a easygoing, straightforward, accessible person, and that will not change because of music. I'm not in music to get rich. I'm already successful in my line of businesses that I'm doing. So the whole idea for me for music, is, like I told you,
right,
is the statement I'm trying to make and the passion that I have for the craft.
right.
So for me, it's important that the DJs understand, not the DJs alone. And I mean, shout out to DJ Philo, shout out to Jesse. These are two amazing people that have actually like wholeheartedly supported the craft. Even without even asking when I drop a song, oh, you didn't send me your song, you know? I mean, I'm supposed to do, I mean, I put some of this blame on myself as well because I didn't have a proper team doing all these things now. But now I'm building a proper team that will send out the songs before they are dropped. You know, start getting people
Get a
hyped
little
up.
hype,
Yes, and stuff because that's what we are doing in Lagos. The whole Lagos is jamming to Capital God right now. The radios everywhere, the videos is everywhere. MTV Base everywhere in Africa, they are jamming to the song right now. So I feel like I need to do more here too, and I expect more too from them. So I'm looking forward to working with them. There's a bunch of Afrobeat DJs, and I know almost 80% of them personally.
Really?
Yeah, is there? Can you name a Afrobeat artist? Let me see if I
Not
mean
just
Afrobeat DJs.
Well, I can name a few.
Let
Like,
me see.
okay, you mentioned DJ Fellow, you mentioned DJ Fab,
That's my guy.
DJ DD,
Yep.
Wakanda,
Yep.
Unruly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know these people.
DJ Prince.
I'm more closer to Philo, Fab, Fresh Wave,
Okay.
Nuga, Breezy,
DJ Habibi.
DJ Bibi.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of them, they send me here and there. I mean,
Mm.
so I myself, I'm about to do, even after this interview, I was already planning on doing my own work and having like contacts of all the DJs. And I know I want to create like a group chat with them and just,
I think sometimes,
have a
yes,
meeting with them.
you could put blame on them, but you
Yes.
probably have to put blame on yourself.
Yeah, I
Take
just did.
accountability
Yes.
and take initiative.
Now I can say this more because when I do that, take all the initiative and I still don't see support, now I can wholeheartedly say that they are not
So at
supporting.
least try
I'll
and
try.
then see.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned, like activism, right? Do you feel responsible to advocate or show like visibility so people could understand people with autism? Do you think like it's your responsibility?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I'm a person with albinism myself. So it's for me to change the negative stereotypes that people with albinism face across the world pretty much because I've run into stereotypes even in
Name like at least two. What is like the stereotypes?
Okay, stereotypes. One of them is I mean, I don't know. Every country, kind of like African country, have like you. I meet people be like, oh, they say in our country, they say you can't do this. People with albinism don't do this. In Nigeria, for example, they'll say people with albinism cannot eat salt.
Is it true?
It's not true.
Okay.
How do I eat without salt? It's not true. So the other thing is there's a stereotypes in Nigeria that says, oh, people with albinism can only see during the day. I mean, at night they can't see during the day. I'm like, that's not true. Another one is people don't understand the genetics behind why people have albinism. So there's a stereotype that might tell you, and there have been stories of like a husband and a wife having a child, and the husband abandoning the child with the wife because the child has albinism. So he believes that
she cheated.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, there have been stories like that. So those are the stereotypes. And again, let's say, because anybody can have albinism, right? Because you don't know.
Really?
I won't say anybody.
Okay.
If you carry it, a lot of people
probably carry the gene.
They carry the gene, but they're not aware that they carry the gene.
Until they have children.
Until they have children with somebody that also carry the gene. So you have to take
both of them
two.
Have to carry the gene.
That is why sometimes some you might carry the gene, right? You might never know if you don't marry somebody that carries the gene. And you might even marry or even have a child with somebody that carries the gene and still not have a child with albinism because there's a 25% chance of you having of each pregnancy being somebody. So I've seen a couple that both of them carry the gene. Okay. And they had 6 kids. They had 5 kids without albinism, and the 6th one had albinism.
Huh. Yeah. So, like, are all your siblings? Do they all have?
2 of my siblings have older siblings.
Okay, and then the rest they don't.
No, my younger brother doesn't.
Really? What about your children?
My children don't. They don't.
Does the mom have it too?
No. So that tells you that my wife most likely don't have albinism, and they don't carry the gene.
And then you're not even strong enough alone to even carry the gene towards the kids.
Yes, alone. It has to be that she carries the gene as well.
Even so, let's say if I marry a guy with autism, there's a chance that my kids won't even have.
There's a high chance that your kids would not have albinism
because both of us have to carry it.
I am the gene, right? And let's say, like you said, if you were to marry somebody with albinism,
right?
The person is the gene, right?
Exactly.
If you don't carry the gene, none of your kids will have albinism. But guess what? They all will carry the gene into the future generations. They would not show.
But they would not show it.
Yeah.
So and then if they, let's say my kids, right,
maybe
meet someone,
met somebody that also carry that same kind of gene,
and they activate,
then they can have a kid.
You just taught me something.
Yes. It's all.
I did not know this.
Genetics. It's all dominant and recessive gene. Albinism is a recessive gene. So it takes 2.
I feel like as a side note, this might not be genetics, but like Africans have tribalism.
Yes, that plays a role too.
So I feel like why are we so obsessed on how we look like? You know what I'm saying? Like you could be from like sometimes, right? You could be from South Africa. They'll think every South African look the same. You know, something like where you don't really look like I'm like, you know, oh, they'll think every Congolese look the same. You know, like every Nigerian look the same. Like a typical we're literally there's 54 countries, right, in Africa. In that, let's say we pick a country, I don't know, Cameroon. You think every single Cameroon looks the same? No, every like there's differences. For example, Ethiopians, they think all of them look a certain
Yes,
way,
yeah.
but there are different kinds. So I feel like Africans need to just get out of this mindset where, oh wait, you don't look Nigerian, you don't look Ghanaian, you don't look South African. What does a South African look like? A person can be Somalian but don't even look Somalian. Does it mean that they're not Somalian anymore?
Yeah.
So I feel like the fact now you have albinism, and sometimes they might think, oh, is he white? Is he black?
Oh, I've had people. I'm
Isn't
like,
that
I've had people
frustrating?
tell me that. Yeah, I've had people even here in the US tell me that. Oh, they're confused. I'm like, what's there to confuse about? All my features screams black. I just like melanin on my skin, and that's why I look different from you. You're black. I am
Exactly.
black as you. So it's weird when people make fun. I'm like, when I say I'm black, it sounds weird, but
They look
I am
at
black.
you like
So
sometimes
black at the end of the day, now you realize that black is really not
a
the
color.
color.
It's really not a color.
It's not
That
the
I feel
color
like
at this
same with
point.
like sometimes Africans. I be going to these African events. They don't even like know I'm African until they see my parents. Oh, you're one of us. You don't sound like us. How does an African person sound? Like, what if an African person is in the UK, Japan?
Yep.
They still African,
Yep.
but they just sound different, look different.
Yep.
But now you mentioned also if you could collaborate with any Afrobeat legend, right? Who would you collaborate with and why?
How many?
Let's say three.
Okay, so Afrobeat legend.
Who would you collaborate with?
I'll do a song with the band.
I need to look them up.
Mm-hmm. Have you listened? Do you know this song? Mama, you don't make me fall in love. That's it.
I know him.
Yep.
I know what? Oh, okay. I just see. I'm not good with names. Okay, I know him.
So I know you know him.
Yeah, of
Everybody knows
course.
him. He was big. Oliver
Yeah,
Twist is the
I
one
know
that.
that.
Yeah. So
Okay, I know them.
so to be honest, he is one of someone that, and I know I'll get him in one of my future projects.
You have to manifest it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm already a billionaire, even though I don't have the money in my bank. Manifest it.
Definitely. So yeah, the band is one of I
Well,
think Two Face Adivia as well. Two Face Adivia as well. Actually, I met Two Face when he came here a couple years ago for a show, and I also just saw him in December too. We're at Peter P Square. He had like an event in Lagos, and I was there. So I saw him again, and I even told him, I'm like, oh, you remember we met in Arizona during I think it was 21. He was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
he still has my heart, but
he's a cool guy. We don't know the story.
really,
Yeah, we don't really know what happened, so let's not judge.
okay. I listen. I love Annie, but next is the third one.
The third one, if you say legendary Afrobeat artist,
It could be Afrobeat. I'm a fan. It could be anyone.
I want to make sure there's still a bunch other ones, but I want to make sure which one is
Like you don't that you have to have in
yes
your
that I
list.
have to have. Oh my god, it's so difficult
Really,
to pick from the
one more
third one.
spot.
Maybe I could just go for P Square then.
I feel like yes. Peace. What happened?
Oh,
What happened to P Square? But I don't know if you heard about what happened with P Square. They didn't want someone to use their song.
yes, that was Daco. I think it was Daco.
Exactly.
I was at Peter's house. You saw my IG. I was
Peter's
at his house.
house.
Yeah, I was at his house in December. One of
How is he?
how is he? It's cool. I don't wanna. I mean, the conversations.
Personality wise.
Personally, no, he's an amazing guy. He was so nice to me. There's a video I posted a video of. He was quite nice to me.
Okay.
And
what other celebrities that we know that you have met?
Kiss Daniel.
Okay.
Ricardo Banks.
Okay.
Techno. Who else? Two Face.
Peter, you mentioned that.
Well, Omale.
Oh,
Dekunle Gold.
Okay. I love Omale though. Like that has my heart too.
Who else? Casey.
Okay. And you're about to meet King Promise.
Yes. And Joe Boy.
Okay. How does that make you feel though? Did you see yourself 10 years ago meeting these people?
Yes.
You saw yourself. So it doesn't even surprise you. It doesn't shock you.
It doesn't shock me. I just knew it was only a matter of time. See, that's the one thing about me is that one thing you will know, and we are here today making this podcast, and you come back and look at this podcast a couple years from now, be like, we made something amazing, right? Because one thing about me, and it's on record now, I've never been on any interview like this before, but it's on record now that there's nothing that I've always said I would do,
and you didn't do,
and I put the time and energy that required for me to do that never worked out. It always works out.
What if it doesn't?
It would work out.
Oh, by fire by force.
Everything else that I've done. So it's you said the test of somebody is what they've done, right? So everything else I said I was gonna do in my lifetime, I have probably achieved. The only thing remaining is to take my music to the world. And the reason why it has taken me this long for that to happen is because I took break and I was doing other things. I did not put the time that every other thing that I've done that had become successful. I didn't put the time, and now I am putting the time, the energy, the resources, everything on it this year.
So you also mentioned support, right? How do you do you think you'll still thrive without that support as long as you have your own?
No, the thing is,
you need the support.
Everybody needs the support. You need to have like 10, 20 people behind you rooting for you, making sure that you're successful. It's not just.
Do you think that's possible?
Yes, I'm building a team. I have people right now behind my back that wants to see me succeed musically. They've seen me conquer everything that I've said I wanted to conquer. And music is the one thing that I'm still.
Do you think it's genuine though?
It is genuine.
Okay, then that, because sometimes people believe like everything is a transaction. If
there are people, there are people you're gonna run to, because these are people that are working without financial support. Right? These are people that are supporting you without the finances. For example, like I was saying, if a DJ plays my song and I've never given them money, is that not genuine?
That is genuine.
So they are genuine, but in this day and age, in this space,
the economy,
there are gonna be some places where you just have to spend the money, and that's the thing that I've come to realize as an artist, even established Afrobeat artist. You need to have a budget to drop a song. You need to spend money. Production is not cheap. Mixing, mastering is not cheap. Video shoot is not cheap. Marketing, PR is not cheap.
The studio
session is not cheap. So the fact is, if you don't have money, or you have somebody that's willing to spend money, that has money, or you build yourself to a point where a label drops money, the game is very competitive. You need money.
So right now, what's the current relationship status? Let us know.
Wow. It's a topic that I don't like to.
So it's like so what is it, like an unknown?
Unknown, yeah. So that would be unknown. My relationship status is unknown.
Hey, why?
Okay. Right? You started with that stereotype of Nigeria stereotype. Maybe that's what's playing out.
Did you see the stereotype is coming out?
My relationship status right now is unknown.
Unknown.
Yeah.
No answer.
No answer.
Blank.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm moving to the next one, right? So what do you think hurts more? I do relationships questions a lot. So my number one question for today for you is, what do you think hurts more? ending a friendship or ending a relationship? And it's not like the regular friends, like you've been like homies like for
For a
like
long time.
years. This is your day one.
Okay. If you ask me, I'm probably not uh the best person. I'm not in the right position to answer that question
Really?
because I have never had a long time friendship
Huh.
that ended. So I don't really know how that would feel if I were to compare it to
A
a
relationship.
relationship. But if you ask me from just me looking at it from a distance from other people
Right, right.
experience, I'll still
What do you think hurts more? Friendship or relationship endings?
I'll probably say relationship.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say relationship.
Why?
I know friendship is important. You build so much like memories for a long time. And when you say friendship, it's probably long term
Like your
friendship.
best
Your
friend,
best friend.
right? Childhood or whatever
But there's still a limit to the things that you and a childhood friend
can do.
can do and have
Mm.
exchanged. So with that, I feel like a relationship breaking because when you meet somebody and you're in a relationship with them and you actually this is a genuine relationship, you're in love with them, and it ends and you it definitely
Gonna break you.
will break you more than a friendship. Because a friendship you still a relationship because there's just that thought, those all those ideas, those when you're in a heartbreak and you're just thinking about all those things you're thinking about with
All the things
them,
I
the
used to
life
do.
you used to and the life you've seen with them in the future, and it ends,
I feel like for me,
it
if
hurts more.
I feel like let's forget the friendship. Let's just. Why does a person you didn't even date hurts more than a relationship? That's in my
Okay,
experience.
so you agree with me then?
Yeah, I feel like I feel like the guys that I date. Yeah, when we end, okay, fine, whatever. But the guys that I didn't even date, it hurts more than the guys that I dated.
Really?
Yeah, does that make sense?
Wait, repeat that again. The
No,
guy,
okay. So, so the guys that I dated, it doesn't really like okay, it doesn't hurt more compared to the guys I didn't even date.
so is it like a guy that you're interested in
Probably talking to,
talking to
probably getting to know each other or whatever, both scared of commitment. And let's say it stops.
stops?
I feel like at least you got to experience a relationship. You're like, okay, I experienced it, it ended.
So then it's not really it's I think the hurt is not out of the relationship ending. It's just for you your curiosity about yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's just you're probably a very curious person and you
Yes,
realize
observant
that
too. Hmm.
so you feel like I never got
I never got a
a
chance
chance.
to
So it kind
experience
of like
that.
okay, so that's more of a your own personality playing out
Mm,
there, because on a regular it should be the relationship that you've spent time, energy, resources with
true.
somebody, genuine relationship here.
Mm,
It might not be. It has to be genuine relationship.
right,
It's not like you're slick a link or anything like that.
right, right,
Just
right.
like somebody like you're talking to.
So basically, now the bonus question I have: what upcoming projects do you have?
Oh, that's the exciting part.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting part this year. I'm so active. You don't even understand. That's what
Okay.
I've been saying there. This year, there's Shaiboy coming out like
Okay.
full force, as you can see already with my song that is out. Capital God is still out there banging.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
When
song.
are you dropping it?
Capital God dropped in February,
Okay.
and it's still banging. It's still playing. That's
Mm-hmm.
something you can still go stream and support.
Mm-hmm.
But before that goes away, which is not going away soon, I have another single coming out next month,
Okay.
late April.
Okay.
Um, we're working on the plan right now.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will see it out there late
Okay.
April. I'll be in Nigeria April promoting it.
Okay.
And then for the year, I have for the first time I'm dropping a body of work. I'll be dropping
Mm-hmm.
an EP
Okay.
later this year around probably August, September. We're
Mm-hmm.
still in the works. And for the first time, I'll be having my own headline show in Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
slated for September.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot musically happening with me this year, And
Mm.
again, after the shows, after the EP drops, I'll have an EP listening party. You are
Mm-hmm.
invited. You're
Thank
probably the
you.
first.
Thank you.
It's gonna
Thank
be an
you.
EP listening party coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
I also, you know, God has been good. I also be moving. I just bought my little mansion,
Oh.
Convect Mexa.
Oh.
We'll be moving very
Mhm.
soon. I'll probably be having
A housewarming.
housewarming party coming
Okay.
up. I'll
Of
be
course.
probably
Listen,
in
just
2 weeks.
send me the Addy. I'm there. I'm
So
there.
yeah, I've not mentioned that. I actually purchased the house since December, but
Mhm.
it's undergoing renovations. I've not moved in there,
Right.
so I should be moving sometime around April. So
Okay.
that's coming up.
Mhm.
Exciting things. I'm gonna be busy in case you see me in the street shooting something. I'll be
Mhm.
with the
Can we say
models.
hi? Let them.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm like if you're amazing, if you're a dancer, if you're a beautiful model,
Mhm.
African, whatever. I want black ladies, everything in my videos. I have videos coming up. I have promotional content coming up.
Mhm.
So I'll be recording all from now until like late April when I go to Nigeria. Just
Okay.
content for my ongoing my project that's out now and my upcoming projects. So
Okay.
look out for the Dr. Shy.
Okay. Thank you so much. You survived the hot seat. Well,
Yeah,
how was it?
it's not that hard.
It wasn't that.
You know, you only asked maybe one or two hot seat questions,
Some you see,
which I
it's
dodged.
funny he says it's not that hard, but he couldn't answer my question. Niger voice. But thank you
Uh-huh.
so much for coming.
No
Thank you
problem,
so
man.
much for watching. Please check out his music, Shaiboy.
Yeah, I'm Shy Boy everywhere you go. Shy Boy on Instagram, Shy Boy Yaya on Instagram, Shy Boy on Facebook, and it's
Mm-hmm.
spelled
Okay.
Shaiboy.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for
Thank you
watching.
guys.
Bye.
All
Mwah.
right.
I'm
Well,
your host,
thank you
Sargie
for
Rhonel.
having me,
Of
man. I really
course.
appreciate it.
Fit and do it. Bye, baby.